Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Monday. All right, guys. Well, happy Monday. I'm sorry there's no hot, messy topics today. Last night I was sitting there going through all of the potential topics and I was like, what went on this weekend? I guess everybody was just on their best behavior. We didn't get divorces, we didn't get DUIs, we didn't get pregnancies, we didn't get breakups, we didn't get makeups, we didn't get firings, we didn't get hirings, we didn't get shit. So listen, I guess that's fine. Like, we're not mad at that. Anyways, we're not back to talk about that. We're back to talk about Craig Conover, who I always get a lot of shit for talking about. And I always get people, and Jason even said this the other day. He said, Adam, people in the comments think that you just hate Craig Conover. I'm like, no, that's crazy. I don't hate Craig Conover because I don't know him to hate him like that. So, no, I don't hate him. I'm just saying I'm watching the same show that you guys are watching, and I have a difference of opinion. And that's okay. That is the whole purpose of being here. So we're going to break into the latest. But before we do, smash the like button, show some love, and let's jump right in. All right, guys. So, yeah. Here, let me just take a softer approach here. What? No, just kidding. Craig Conover ended up opening up to Lindsay Cronin about his relationship with Natalie Buffett. And he said after his split from Paige, he was actually seeing Natalie. So that's good to know, considering that's what everybody thought. But also, Kristin Cavallari, if you guys have not been watching her new show on honestly, Cavallari, whatever, however you say it. She had him in Austin on her live show, and he was asking if he could kiss her, or she was asking if she could kiss him, and he was like, no, you can't do that. So hold on. So honestly, if you ask me, I just think that this was probably a relationship that wasn't going to work out anyways. I think that the way that everything was done and the way that it was navigated, clearly it was navigated way too soon. But like he said, there's no actual guidebook. He did share on the Toast podcast, this was on June 25th, that he has no hard rules for any of this. And honestly, he said that he prefers, really, at the end of the day, meeting people through mutual friends at bars and is leaning into activity based dates rather than traditional sit downs. I think that that makes a lot of sense too, because truly he wasn't really excited about going out with his friends because he didn't want to catch himself in a position where he was going to be drinking. And when you have somebody who's being very vocal and open about the fact that they don't want to be getting effed up, they don't want to be drinking, they don't want to be putting themselves in situations where they are drinking, I don't look at that as a victim. I look at that as somebody who's taking their sobriety really seriously. Like if you go over to what is her name? Oh, come on, guys. Leah McSweeney. She on The Real Housewives of New York, to me, she was coming off like a victim because she's like, well, I'm suing because they put me around alcohol and they know that I'm in AA and they know that I have a sobriety issue. And I was like, well, that doesn't necessarily make sense because if that's the case, then your ass can't go to a restaurant. You can't go to a birthday. You can't go to a wedding. You can't go to somebody's event. You shouldn't go to a charity gala. You can't do anything. You can't even walk down the street at this point. If you're triggered by everything with alcohol, now you're suing Bravo for millions of dollars over the fact that they supplied or allowed the rest of the cast to drink alcohol. The rest of the cast, they're not the ones who are sharing that they have an alcohol issue. So for Craig, the way that he's handling it, honestly, I'm Team Craig on that. Now, when Andy asked on Watch What Happens Live if he was dating, he meant that he wasn't seeing multiple people at once, but he was serial dating, or was not serial dating. He emphasized that tabloids misinterpreted this, saying that at the end of the day, he really just exposed the fact that he was dating Natalie without any sort of consent from Natalie. But him and Natalie were linked previously anyways, but Yeah, there was that. Now, Craig also agreed to avoid discussing Paige DeSorbo during Kristin Cavallari's live podcast, but was blindsided when the first question addressed their breakup. And he said that he felt trapped on stage with so many cameras, calling the decision a mistake. But going into season 11, he promises that viewers will see his journey post-split and that the next chapter of his life will have a theme of self-kindness and just be kind to yourself and be patient. Even if he can't visualize what's next, that is how he wants to navigate it. But as far as him now navigating his breakup from Paige, this has been a long time already. I mean, think about it. November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, we're getting into. So that's 9 months. 9 months. I think they were together for 3 years. It's enough time where you've already had time to obviously date somebody else. So it's enough time where we can kind of put this behind us. But a lot of his fans wanted to know, how are you navigating putting this behind you? Like, what in fact are you doing in order to showcase that? And I thought that that was pretty wild, especially what his answer was. He described ChatGPT as the best therapist in the world. This was on the Toast podcast, saying that he used it when he needed quick therapy, like in his car between sessions. He still sees a human therapist bi-weekly, but he praised the AI chat for remembering his personal history, love languages, emotions, and relationship context with whom he discussed throughout his time with Paige. A lot of people were laughing at him for this. I'm actually going to defend him on this. I don't know if you guys have ChatGPT, but the more and the longer that you use ChatGPT, it does start to learn your behavioral patterns, and it starts to get familiarized with you, and it starts to really just discover who you are as a person. Who is the person who is typing into that specific chat? So if he's going in and he's like, my heart is broken today, I don't know what I'm going to do, I'm not feeling myself, how do you think I should handle this, blah, blah, blah. It's going to take in all of that information. It is going to internalize that information into the system, and it is going to spit out, while pulling from all streams and all areas of the internet, what the best advice would be, while still acting as if it's like a personal friend or assistant for Craig Conover. I know it sounds fucking crazy, but that's what it is. So he used ChatGPT to help with, again, self-reflection, processing his hurt, preserving his purity and softness, and keeping hope and love rather than to reconcile with Paige. And he values ChatGPT's immediacy, saying instead of scheduled therapy, you can just randomly talk to it in the car. And he considers it a useful supplement that's tailored to his emotional needs. So he is all about ChatGPT. And like I said, whatever works for you. I don't understand truly what is the difference for him where people are criticizing it. What's the difference for him going on ChatGPT and talking to ChatGPT as opposed to going on one of those live therapy text threads where you're talking to a therapist and you're like, well, I'm not having the best day. Oh, well, this is how I'm feeling today. And it's like, who are you talking to? Do you even know who's on the other side? Is it somebody from a different country that is like translating everything to English? Because this is just one of those flugazy, like little therapy session type situations, or would you rather just put your information into ChatGPT? I guess that's the biggest question, honestly, because this is a very controversial subject, especially with the youth of America and the education system. I'm curious what you guys think about that. Now, with that, I want to hear all of the opinions. Guys, pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. And don't forget, I'm so sorry that we didn't have hot, messy topics today, but it was not a choice that was easily made. It was because we didn't have enough topics to discuss. So yeah, I love you guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.